Hi, I'm Daniella and you're watching Live Darts TV, Episode 4. Today we're joined with Paul Nicholson and Kyle Anderson. Hope you enjoy the show.
Carl, thanks for joining us.
Cool, thanks for having me, mate.
So, last year, a real breakthrough year for yourself, winning your first televised title in Auckland. Must have been an amazing feeling.
It was good to go home and play darts, and it was good to play well whilst I went home. It wasn't just a trip home. I actually went there and I performed. It was when we saw the draw, we got Gary first game, and I thought to myself, well, look, who else did you want to get? Not Gary, to be honest. And got Gary, and I thought to myself, well, you're playing well at the moment. You've won a Pro Tour. See how you go from there.
So did you get massive confidence from that Pro Tour win going into the World Series?
To be honest, not really, no. Because it was only one game. The next day I played again and I lost the second round, so it wasn't no confidence on that either way. I got to Auckland and I was practicing with Corey for a couple of nights and we played quite well. That gave me confidence. But when the draw came out to be Gary, I thought to myself, well, it can go two ways. You can play well and win, or you can play well and still get a hiding.
To be fair, Corey touched on that when he joined us, and he said the practice session the day before the final that you two had was astronomical averages that Mac was chalking for you backstage. So he said he knew both of you were playing well going into the final.
It was funny you say that about the practice as well. I brought it up before. Rod Harrington came in the night after we had a practice session, and then he watched a couple of legs that we had, and before that he came in, it was terrible. And then when he came in, it was like 3 or 4 legs that were brilliant. And then he said on TV that me and Corey were practicing at 11:30 at night and we were playing brilliant. That was only 3 legs. So, and then after that we played brilliant and we both got to the final.
What was it like playing Corey in the final? Obviously stablemates, good friends as well off the hockey, spent a lot of time together. Was it tough?
To be honest, at the time of the Auckland Masters, me and Corey weren't as close as we are now. I'd met him a couple of times going back home doing some shows and that back home, but I'd known his dad for years, so I pretty much put 2 and 2 together. After that night, we bonded good and we're like brothers now, I believe. Yeah.
No, definitely. And obviously, moving forward from Auckland, you went on to mainland Australia, and the reception you got was unbelievable. Being classed as a champion must have been a great feeling.
It was good. You had Sydney, you had Melbourne, and you had Perth as well. Perth, I was always going to have an ovation being hometown and everyone knowing me, but Melbourne, it was different because I played Simon. And to be honest, Simon's a poster boy of Australian darts, and fair play to him, he's earned that right to be that play. But I thought to myself, you've got to try and play well. And to my fairness, I played well against Simon. Simon just played that bit better.
No, definitely. And obviously from there, we came back to the UK to the crazy PDC schedule, went to the Worlds full of confidence. I know you lost second round, but you played your part in one of the best games of the tournament against Barney.
I'll tell you what, Barney played in the first 3 legs of that set. He was a monster.
Yeah.
He was a monster. I was watching him throw before the game. He didn't play anywhere as near as good as that bit. So I thought to myself, get the jump on him in the first leg and you'll be fine. And he starts off 180. And I just thought, well, okay, he's turned up for this game. And I tried to stay with him. I averaged 100 in that first set and I didn't even get a shot at double.
No, he was Barney. The Barney turned up that was unplayable that day. Obviously from there, we spoke in, I think, early December, and we spoke about the Premier League. Were you disappointed not to get included?
I'll be straight, yeah, I was. But I knew after the Barney match that I probably wouldn't have a chance. I sat by the phone hoping during the final to get a phone call, but that's just me being pretty much hoping for the
to be fair, the normal protocol, if you win a TV tournament, you've normally got a massive chance. Now, call me a cynic, but the one that you won wasn't on a said broadcaster. Do you think that had a say in it?
But if you look at the averages compared to most of the other events I played brilliant for the whole event. I didn't have an easy run. I had Gary, I had Simon that was playing well, I had James that played well, then I had Corey in the final who was smashing me 4-1 in the first session. I had to come back and I did it. Well, look, it is what it is. Can't go back on it now. I just got to make sure I can get somewhere this year and hopefully get up. No,
definitely. Obviously, the first major of the season was the UK Open, and you had a great run in that tournament. A weird setup, obviously no fans, and then you run into a certain world champion in that game.
Yeah, to be honest, against Rob in the first couple of legs, I didn't come in at all. There was I had 3 darts at 24 in the first leg to break, and I thought to myself, they were nowhere near it. And so I thought it sort of set a trend, but then halfway through the game, I started loosening up and everything just went fine, and I got back into it, and I think I missed 1 dart at 58 tops on 58, and that would have brought it to, I think it was one leg from.
It would have brought you back onto throw, then you'd have thrown next to level up.
Exactly, and then I missed that, and Rob just went off.
No, again, was it a strange atmosphere at the UK Open this year? Obviously, no fans. Was it, as a player, was that difficult to deal with as well?
For me, no, because I still haven't forgotten where I've come from when I play. I played back home in front of nothing. You play in pubs still, you play in quietness. When you think of it, when you practice sometimes, you do practice in quietness, do you not?
Yeah, no, agreed.
You know, a lot of people do practice in quietness. A lot of people put some ambience in the background to hear it. But when I was back home, I practiced in quietness. I had Bo and Dad, and all you heard was them two talking in the background. That's all you had, so I was used to that. But I'm not used to the cold. That's the one thing that I weren't.
I was going to say, to see players playing in hoodies, beanie hats must have been strange, and for you again, must have been hard conditions.
It was very hard. Like every time I go to Minehead, I can't control how the heat is or what it is, and so I've got to get used to it. But a lot of players were saying that their hands were cold, they couldn't feel their darts, and it was what it was.
Again, from there, obviously you put it on social media as well. We saw you playing in glasses this weekend at the Pro Tour. How's that coming along, and how are the eyes and everything settling to them?
Okay, well, I've got early onset of diabetic retinopathy. It stems from me not controlling my blood sugars for a while. You got to understand that when you're a dart player, the schedule that you have, you can't have your normal veg meals. You got to have takeout when you finish darts. All that's open is takeout and fast food restaurants. So I've shot myself in the foot in that instance. The glasses are a mate's glasses. I put them on at darts one night and I said, look, have you got a spare set so I can wear them? Because from the oche to the board, I can't see if a treble segment's clear or not without glasses. So with the glasses I can see it in, but I still got to ask if the dart's in or not. So when you watch me play, like against game against Rob, you see me rub my eyes and getting used to my eyes because it started to kick in then. So I've put them on, they're feeling okay, I just still got to get used to it, and it is different.
Is there much different in your throw? Obviously, because I'm guessing you can't bring it back as far and things like that because of the glasses there. And
I've gone to shorter stems, so it's bringing back some more pullback for me. But it still wasn't a difference when I had longer stems because I don't bring it back to my eye line anymore. The dart's more brought to the side, and I don't know where that came from. Everyone keeps asking me what happened, but I don't know what. So that's the glasses aren't the issue. It's just a matter of getting used to the eye line again, I think.
Obviously, health-wise, you touched on it there. It's got to be a concern for yourself. Obviously, steps being put in place to sort that out and things like that.
Oh, I've had about 4 or 5 blood tests in the last week, so I'm trying to get on top of that and see what's going on. And when we get on top of that, it should be fine, hopefully, touch wood.
There it is. 10 seconds, mate.
Left. Well.
And we're done.
I have to say Japan. I went there in 2010 for the Asia Pacific Cup, and it's just very clean, and the people are very helpful. Ideal day off, sitting on a beach, having a barbecue, throwing sand at the sun. Kirk Shepherd, Kim Hybrex, Dimitri, Ronnie, just lads at our table. TV series would be Person of Interest. I started watching it on Netflix and just couldn't stop. Film would be Bloodsport. I was younger, I watched it, loved it, and just always have. Best match would have to be against Michael at the Europeans last year semi-final. I enjoyed that match. Best game I watched would have to be Simon vs Phill World Final, just for the Australian darts apparel. It was brilliant. I played softball and Australian rules football back home. Nothing quite extravagant towards darts, but it was a hobby at the end. Favourite sports team is Fremantle Dockers. My cousin plays for him, so it's pretty much family ties. Favourite athlete, Kyle Vanderkarp. He was an Australian hurdler, Olympican. So yeah, the story behind that was that he when I was at a athletics do, he was there and he came up with some moment straight away, and I never forgot who it was. Last meal would have to be a kangaroo tail stew.
Definitely, obviously, things to look forward to. I'm guessing you'll be representing Australia in the World Cup again coming up this year.
Haven't heard word yet, so we'll see what happens when it comes around. I don't like saying things until they're put in place in front of me. So, you know, if I get it, I get it. If I don't, then good on whoever got it for me.
Representing Australia, though, has that been one of the highlights of your darting career so far?
At times it is. When you perform on TV, you always love doing what you're doing. But when you don't play as well, and when you've got the pressure of playing for your country, you really feel it. I mean, after we played against Russia last year, I didn't have the best game. I'll say it straight. I played terrible in that game. I went back to the room, didn't say a word to nobody, just stood in the shower for a good half an hour, just contemplating what. Because when you do that, you sort of go into a depressed state because you know you're not playing for yourself, but you're playing for your country as well. Everyone back home knows how you can play, but you did not perform the way you could play on that tour.
Are you a deep thinker of the game?
No. But when you're playing that, it's different. It's a different kettle of fish when you play for your country. When you play for yourself and you lose, you've only got yourself to blame. When you play for your country, everyone's blame is to you. So it's different.
No, so I get that.
Yeah.
That's going to say, because I know some people think about every game they've lost and things like that, but when you're on your own, it's like, next one.
Well, there was once when I played on TV, and I can take criticism. I don't mind criticism. My brother one time got on Facebook and absolutely launched a missile at me. And so that killed me. And that was from the World Cup as well. So it's if your family members and that are looking at you and say, look, you need to pull your finger out, you need to do this, you need to sort yourself out, then people who aren't family, imagine what they're saying about you. Yeah. So it puts some light into what you got to think about when you're playing for your country.
Again, moving forward in 2018, the next proper major, as we call it, is Blackpool. At the moment, you're sitting very well in the rankings. Blackpool, fond memories for yourself?
Yes. I've performed quite well at match play, to be honest. I've been there 3 times. I've lost twice in the first round, one to James, one to Simon last year. But I look forward to it. I like it. It's a small environment. The crowd's loud and it's warm. It is very warm. So everyone else sweats on stage, and I'm sitting back, sitting pretty. I could wear another jumper. I do wear 2 shirts, so everyone calls me crazy, but I'm used to the heat.
No, that's fair enough. What is the thinking behind the 2 shirts when you play? Because that was one of the things that people again ask.
I've got quite a hairy chest. I've got hair on my chest, hair on my back, hair all over, but I get the type of shirts that we wear are very staticky. Yeah. And I've always been a staticky person, so I can't. If I'm playing and I get static, the shirt will be skin tight.
Right. Okay.
So that's why I wear 2 shirts to try to keep the static away. But it still comes through, but not. It doesn't stick to your shirt or to your arms. And when you got static on your arms, it's hard to get it off.
No, that's great. Obviously, away from darts, how does Kyle relax? Because we only see Kyle on TV. What do you like doing away from the hockey?
Xbox. I sit back and play Xbox. I cook every now and again. Just normal stuff. I sit back and just relax. I'm not a fast-paced person, as we found out this morning with the train. But look, I just do what I do, everyday things. There's no regime. Maybe there should be. Maybe I should start going to gym. Yeah. But no, it's what you see to me on TV, how laid back and calm and relaxed I am. That's me off the hockey. I like to have a laugh. I like to have a joke. I like to torment some people, and who doesn't? So that's me to a T.
No, it's definitely. Obviously, I know we spoke about it before. Do you still keep up to date with the Australian sport back home, the rugby and things like that? I know you're a big fan.
AFL season starts this weekend, Paul. So myself and Paul are big followers of the AFL back home. So I'm looking forward to it. I've got my subscription to watch it live at 6:30 in the morning. So whoever's rooming next to me in Germany better be awake at 6:30 because they're going to be hearing some shouting.
I know. I quite got into the Australian soccer over there because it's on at a decent time over here. So I've started following that a little bit, which is good. Surprisingly, you've got to be one of the first Australians I met that don't like cricket as well.
I hate it. I hate cricket. It's not a good game to watch, but it's brilliant when you're playing. Because you're sitting there, you're playing. I hate to be an outfielder. I played baseball for a while, and you play being an outfielder, it's boring because you're waiting for that one fly ball to come out, and if it don't come, you're standing there getting sunburnt for no reason.
I was going to say, because we were talking in the build-up to the Ashes, and I was like, you going to give me some stick? And you're like, no, I didn't really watch it. I was like, yes, thank God for that. So yeah, moving forward as well with your darts, any slight tweaks you're going to make? Because I know players love to tweak their darts mid-season and things like that to try and look at stuff. And
I've been looking at things because my darts haven't been going on the right angle lately. But I don't know whether that's to my throw, whether it happens to be pressure in during games or not. During practice it goes in fine, but during the game it goes in on an angle sometimes. So I don't know whether it's me, whether it's the throw, whether it's the atmosphere in the air at the time. You can't really say. I've thought of going on shorter points as well, but I played well the other week, so I thought I'd scrap that.
When you are at home practicing, do you tinker a lot with like the back end, flight, stem, or is it?
Not really. I don't really tinker it unless you're doubting yourself sometimes. And to be honest, lately I have been doubting myself because everything that's happened with the health and eyes and everything that's happened. So you think about things that if they go bad, what can help you go through? And I thought shorter stems, they went in well for a while, and they're starting to go wonky again. So I'm just going to have a look, see what happens, and maybe hopefully might even go for a heavier dart. Don't know.
Also as well, the PDC obviously announced the World Series dates and venues. Looking forward to be going home to play again.
I am. We've got Brisbane on the cards now, so it's going to be something different. Now, that's 8 hours south of where I live, not from where my mum and dad is, but where I live. So who knows? Charles could come and watch me play darts for the first time since match play and actually enjoy the game.
I say you must be looking forward to that. Your home crowd and home atmosphere again would be amazing.
It's just any crowd back home is amazing, to be honest, because playing darts, it's not all held in one little area. It used to be, but they've broadened their horizons, and now everyone goes to every spot, and you got friends everywhere. I mean, Paul can attest to it as well. When he was back home, it was everyone knew everyone, and everyone was nice, bar the couple.
Obviously, Corey's come over and played very well. Is there any other Australians coming through on that conveyor belt that seems to happen that we should keep an eye out for?
There was a guy named James Bailey that played in Q school. I don't think he went well, but I heard all reports back home he's on fire as well. So it could be James Bailey on the court as well. So.
Do you still follow like the Australian dart circuit a lot as well?
When it starts up, I do check on the updates that come through Facebook because at times when it's on, we're in bed or we're either doing something else. So I try to keep in touch and get updates from people that are there. But if not, I just look at updates after.
That's great, Carl. Well, thanks for coming and joining us at Live Darts TV. Always a pleasure, mate.
All right, Phill, thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Right, now time for the ball challenge. Again, how many balls in a minute can you get, Kyle? Close. Better than you score, man.
Yep.
One. Off and running. Level. 15. 5. And you're done. 2 big man, well done.
Yeah.
My tour tale comes from the World Match Play in Blackpool 2016. We'd had a long tournament. It was the last day of the World Match Play, and me and Charlotte went for a little drink in the hotel. We were staying at the Blackpool FC Hotel, and after a few drinks we thought it might have been a nice idea to pitch invade. So in our pyjamas, after a few drinks, we ran onto the pitch, did a few cartwheels, did a little dance on there. It's a little bit naughty, but that was my tour tale. Thank you for watching episode 4 of Live Darts TV. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like and share.